It's really interesting because even traditional media, there's not that much live media anymore that's available. And actually, there's very few media personalities that can operate live. Everything's very scripted, studio based, like there's not that kind of free conversation entertainment style. And yet in that community, like Twitch as a platform, like these guys are live entertaining people who are coming back over and over and over again and then can kind of rewatch these streams. And the audiences are far greater in some of the biggest and best streamers on Twitch. So yeah, I think it's more like just getting their head around that it is individual creators and entertainers ultimately building these very sticky, loyal audiences. And then we manage the digital marketing for incredible brands like Lenovo and Barilla and Illy, IMB Bank. There's quite a number. I had a very successful corporate career, but a line that was continuously said to me all the way through, because I worked for other companies, I always ended up in the leadership, role, general manager, chief operating officer, president, chief operating officer. It was like my company, but not my company. And the line I kept hearing is, you're so entrepreneurial. Like, you should be an entrepreneur. You're such an innovator. You're always breaking new ground. And it was just this theme that I had heard. Because I actually loved the larger organizations. I was very good at corporate leadership. And so it was such a hard transition when you're doing everything, including cleaning the bathrooms, emptying the bins, creating the cash, just doing payroll, bill paying, etc. It was a really interesting start. 15 years ago, that's when social media was just really starting to take off. Brands had no idea what to do about it. It was kind of even ahead of paid media being so prolific, even in Google, but let alone social. And yet all that was like, privacy wasn't kind of overlaid then. Everyone was moving to cloud computing. People wanted to know more about their customer because the opportunity in cloud computing and, having this single view of the customer started to feel possible. And here was this big kind of unstructured database in social media being available. So I knew that's where I wanted to play, was that, with mobile phones, social media, people wanting to know more about the customer, that whoever could create a solution that would help them know their customers better or know who should be their customers by leveraging that digital footprint would do really well. So that was the opportunity. 15 years down the track, I'm so glad that I took the leap when I did and proven it out. And it's still the same thing. We still help businesses understand that it's expanded from social to be social search, web at that digital footprint of customers. But it's even more valuable today because you can run your whole, like a B2C business, that's their whole business, right? An online, e-commerce business. And then my final strategy paper that I did for my MBA, I actually used that to pitch, and I raised 2.1 million off the back of that. And so it was actually like a very good outcome from ROI from the MBA. If you can get in a good model and you can be more predictable about, what every dollar is going to return, like there's a lot more options available today that weren't available at the start. And I said to him, I have to ask you, at what point in your scale up did the pressure, like this financial pressure to make ends meet, right? You have this growth view, you're investing in growth. It's really easy to accelerate, very hard to stop. Like when does that pressure stop? And he's like, it never does. It just gets bigger. The bets get bigger and bigger and bigger.